Welcome back to the Birdhouse Mock Draft Monday 7.0 on the Dynasty Rewind. And tonight we have got the number 3 IDP ranker in 2023, number 4 IDP ranker in 2024. That was 2025. He was number 3, but he is a monster in the IDP realm. He worked at RPO Football, the Fantasy Six Pack, Fantasy and Frames, IDP Guys, Fast Draft, Player Profiler, and the IDP Center. I think I got that all right, Steve. It's Steve Hungarter, the real IDP hunter.
I'm glad you said real because I got hacked in the offseason, so I kind of had to rebrand with the @real IDP hunter. Dude, you guys know how it is. We go hard all season long. Now we're in the offseason. I got nothing to do. I got kids downstairs playing dad. Thanks for having me on the show because I got nothing else to do but talk, pretend fantasy football, right?
It's all pretend until it gets real with the IDP hunter. Yes. And we've got, of course, fantasy nerd boy Mike Lamoureux becoming a regular, pretty much co-host on
brother. Steve gets all that, dude. Steve, they were like, come in at 6'4", 240 pounds. We got this guy. He's got the welterweight. He's got the heavyweight. He's got all the belts. My man, Steve. And then they're like, and then there's fucking nerd boy over there. We got a nerd on the stream over there. There he is. Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Thanks for that intro, brother. I appreciate it.
All right, Mike, who are you profiling this week? I'll let you throw that out right away. Your 2 guys this week. Who are we getting?
Oh, I did Elijah Surratt today, and then I'm doing, oh, boy. I think I have, I don't know who I'm doing later in the week.
Oh, all right.
I think I'm doing...
Figure that out and you can let us know.
I should find out. I should know. Yeah, we're doing rookies. I don't know who I'm doing on Thursday. We're doing somebody.
We'll get another rookie. Check out Mike's profiles. He's been doing them for almost 2 months now. So we've got probably 20 some rookies in the hopper there for you to check out. Deep dives he does with other content creators. Awesome stuff from Mike. So twice a week, you get some insider info from Mike. All right. Now, let's get to what we are here for tonight. Our first and maybe our only, I don't know, IDP rookie draft, mock draft. And so, Steve, you are the guest. You get the gist that we are allowed to trade just about anything for your pick. You get the 101 as the guest. So
appreciate
Nerd
that.
Nerd boy, you want to send him an offer for it or
nope?
You're good.
Wow.
I do not.
You're good.
Wow, how's this for a chess match? I was about to put it on the block. The 1.1, we know who it is. Who wants them?
All right, I'm going to
put it out there, man.
I need a running back, a young running back in my stable. I am contending, but I'm loaded at wide receivers. So I'm going to go back to the well from early on. I think it was mock draft Monday 1.0 and 2.0 where I offered George Pickens to everybody. We're going to go back to George and throw in we're going to throw in the 109 to start with.
The 109 in this year's draft, or
yes,
the
109 in this year's draft, and George Pickens. I want a rookie. I want the man, the rookie running back, Jeremiah Love.
I'm going to pass, and I'm going to counter, and I'm going to ask if you got anything else out there maybe on your team.
What else are you looking for? What are you looking for? Are you just a rebuilding?
I'd like a running back or a player back and maybe a draft. I'm looking at next year's draft, to be honest, because once I get off this pick, it's probably going to get a little bit uglier for me. I'm going to take a shower. Get sweaty.
Okay. I can give you my 27 first. I said I'm a contender, so I'm willing to get off of that. And I'm going to throw you what young guy? The Shul Tootin And we're gonna throw in young wide receiver.
Better make it good.
I'd hang up the phone already, dude. I would say, dude, you get
I'm not
here.
very good so far.
Hang up the phone.
And my 109.
So I got all this time.
And your 109?
Yes.
So I'm getting two
Bashul
first.
Tuitt in the 109?
Bashul Tuitt in 109 and my 27 first. And you throw back 28 third.
I'll do it. I'm easy. I like to have friends in drafts. I don't want to fight over this. We're all friends. But yeah, I'll get 2 first and a potential starter. I would get off it. I'm probably a terrible team if I got the 1.1. He was trying to be nice to me, Nerd Boy. He gave me the first pick. Now he's just saying I'm probably the worst owner out of us 3.
No, man. I mean, the 27 first, the way that he's dealing right now is probably going to be super high. So I think I'm on board with that too.
He let me keep George Pickens. I'm already loaded at wide receiver. Like I said, man, you can have that 109. I don't need the tight end or a receiver there. I'm good. I keep George Pickens. I can dangle him for some bait or another wide receiver. They're fluid. Wide receivers are nice and fluid during the season. Of any of the positions, I think they're the easiest to trade, right? You try and trade a quarterback, you got to get a quarterback back, right? It's just not as easy.
Right.
Wide receivers are the closest thing to draft capital in fluidity. So I don't mind keeping George.
My logic is I'm getting 3 things back. I can build something up. I can probably move back at 1.9 and get some more ammo. So if I'm a bad team, I probably need to do that. Love on a bad team isn't going to work. Let's just address the elephant in the room there. That's who it would be.
So I'm counting him going to the Titans right now. I mean, I don't hate it, don't love it, but there's good history with that franchise at the running back position. So I don't mind. I know he's getting the rock. We'll say that. So fantasy wise, I'm good with it. All right. So 102, that would go to, and at the 109, Steve, you could take the top IDP player even possibly.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was trying to think.
Yeah.
All
right. All right, Mike, it's on you at the 102. Are you going to throw it on?
The 102, baby. I am probably going to – see, this is tough. 102 is not sexy until you get landing spots at this point, I could be Tate, could be Lemon, could be Tate. I'm going to go Lemon. Just fire away, man.
You're
I think
taking
we're gonna,
Lemon.
If it's up to you guys, we're only going to get to the 201 before we got to get out of here, so –
yeah, we want to get to – I don't know if we can make it through 3 rounds. Right. We haven't done it yet, but IDPs, we might want to get that. I don't know. We'll see how many go in the first 2 rounds here. All right, so I'm at the 103, and this team, I am just dancing because I am running to the podium because I needed a quarterback, and he fell, and I saw that the guy with the 102 didn't need quarterback, so I didn't bother – needing to offer. I am just going to go Mendoza unless somebody's going to really offer me a good quarterback plus, then I'll consider it. Anyone? I'm hearing.
No, I'm completely out of Mendoza, man. I just passed on him. Why would I trade for him?
Not that team, the other teams. All right. 104, Steve. Now it's on you. Who are you looking at right now?
So in a real draft,
yes,
those 3 wide receivers, I got them all kind of tiered up the same. I would move back, but the way this is going, and I'm never going to make a pick, I'm going to go Jordan Tyson here. That's who I'll take. All right.
Little spicy. He generally, has fallen behind Tate and Lemon, but who knows where he lands. I mean, if he goes to Cleveland, I don't think people are going to jump all over the place to get him. But there's some good landing spots in the top 20. And the crazy thing is if one of them falls into the 20s, then they usually, then they're probably getting a better quarterback, right?
The injury concerns are the thing. The 68% contested catch, that's kind of what I want. I want to build my team around guys that I can just plug in. But we'll see how the injuries play out,
All right.
I like the Tate flag or the Tyson flag. I'm going to go through everybody. I got Tate on my mind because tap Tate right now. Just tap him. Give him a little tap. Tap it.
All right.
Tap it.
We'll do a little
tap
tap on
Tap
Tate.
him.
And then we'll get to where the draft really starts because we know these 5 are generally going top 5, pretty much regardless of landing spot. I don't see anybody jumping into that realm. But now we're at the 106. It is a 0.75 tight end premium. I don't know if you noticed that up on the board there. So that said, I still like Casey Concepcion. And so I am going to take Concepcion. That's where I'm not in love with Sadiq. I don't mind if I really want a tight end. I don't mind trading back to wherever I can get Stowers, basically is my thoughts on it. I have Stowers and Sadiq pretty much even. And so word on the street is Sadiq is going to go higher. And I don't mind taking Stowers later. So now it's back to you, Steve, at the 107.
I know who I want here because it's tight end premium. So I'm gonna take the obvious pick here. Unless somebody wants to offer me a trade, I'll listen. But if not, I'll take Kenyon Sadiq.
Well, what position are you looking for?
We can stay with tight end, or we can do another wide receiver.
Okay. Well, if I throw you, let me think what good tight end. If I throw you, geez, I don't want to say Dalton Kincaid. Yeah, see, if I have a decent tight end, I'm not going to be trading up for Sadiq. That's just not how. Right. I'm not going to be. If I had Dalton Kincaid, I'd be fine with keeping him, right? So if you're looking for a tight end, I'm not going to.
I don't know if I'm fine with keeping Dalton Kincaid. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't think I like that. Like saying I'm going to roll.
So would you do
this year?
What would you throw on top of Kincaid to get the 107?
I mean, for Sadiq, I'd probably need like an early second plus Kincaid to feel good about it.
So Kincaid in the 201.
Yeah, I do that. Mm-hmm. Because you know how tight ends are historically. I mean, lately we've been seeing them pop, but it usually takes a couple years to develop. But yeah, I would take that and then do some damage with the 2.1.
Yeah, it's just a crazy position. I mean, because even with me fading the tight ends the last couple of years, I've still been able to be somewhat successful with them because I just grabbed Hunter Henry or Dallas Goedert in round 12 through 15. And those guys have been able to come through. So it all depends on how you want to play it. I mean, obviously, these young guys over the last couple of seasons are much younger than Dallas Goedert and Hunter Henry. So you do have that going for you. But, it's just one of those things where, you know, as long as you have a game plan for the tight end position, and unless some super value falls to you,
right. And that's how I look at that too. It's a value pick for me. 1.6, 1.7 is probably going to be Sadiq, especially after the combine. What do you have, a 9.3 Rozzy score? People are going to be geeking out in this format. So if I'm going to do this, give me back the 2.1 or something and plus a player. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. All right, Mike, you have the 108. So
yeah, I mean, I'm trading back here. So whatever you guys want to throw it at me, if you want to make an offer to move up. This is like Sonny Styles territory for you, IDP, man. I feel like you might want to come up and get this guy in this range right here, because obviously I'm taking Styles over the likes of the RB2 of this class, probably the likes of the wide receiver 4 of this class. I think that this is the range, unless you really like have a rock hard conviction about Ty Simpson. I don't see anybody that's worth the 108 here at all. I mean, the running back situation has to land perfectly for the 108 to even have juice at this point, you know? And if you like Stowers, that's great. But even then, I think that, you know, the 108 is so wide open. This is like, I think after Sadiq goes, this draft goes mostly, you know?
I like that take. These are usually chalk. I have the 1.9, so I can't give you that. How about my 2.1 that I just inherited? What do I have? I don't even know anymore. What seconds do I have? Because
I threw you the 2.1, even though you technically had the 201. But
I mean, ideally, I'm moving this pick for a proven NFL talent. If I'm going to trade it, I think the 108 to me. I mean, in an IDP league has good amount of value. So I think that there's still, I'm not going to throw it out for 2 seconds right now. I don't think.
Gotcha. So what about if I did a second and like a DJ Cooper, not DJ, DJ Moore type of player?
I was thinking DJ Moore myself. That's fine.
Yeah. I'm stocking up wide receivers. I'll take what second are we talking about?
Which one? You could have the 2.1. We're friends here. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's fine. DJ Moore at 201. Yeah, you got yourself a deal, Stevie.
All right. So DJ Moore and the 201 for the 108. And who are you looking at there, Steve? Do you like Stowers, Boston? Who are you looking at?
So here's the thing, and this may be controversial. I know everybody thinks, oh, yeah, it's time to get IDP because the draft does get weak here. And the IDP is stronger. So we're going to move up and get IDP early, but I'm not going to do it here. Let me just push back a little bit. IDP value in many places is usually replaceable compared to offense. So I'm going to still keep plugging away with the strength of this draft, in my opinion, which is the wide receiver realm. I got a guy that had 27 missed tackles last year in college alone, just 2025. He's explosive. He's one of those better wide receivers that people don't talk about much. So give me Omar Cooper with the 1.8.
There we go. I knew that's who you were talking about with the missed tackles. And yes, Cooper has definitely shot up the boards recently over the last, 2-3 weeks. I don't know. Mike, you got anything to add on Cooper?
I like Cooper. I think Cooper definitely has to land right. I enjoy his yak ability. I love his after the catch. Obviously, he's a weapon, versatile, definitely has contact balance, going to work through the second level. He just has to be utilized the best way possible. I don't want him to be a guy that comes into the league and they have him as a primary X or anything like that. He's got to work out of the slot. I don't trust the NFL anymore, man. I watched his usage out of the outside the previous 2 years, and he really needs to be used as a slot guy to have that kind of, I guess that ceiling as far as what we saw last year. Because if they're not going to be using him on the inside, I don't love him. But I could say that about any guy in this class. They got to use him the right way because there's no lock, set it and forget it prospect outside of maybe like you can't even say Lemon or Tate at this point. I think that we're looking at guys that all have some holes to their game and they got to land perfectly, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. So now at the 109 here, again, IDP, I'm thinking IDP hard. And it really comes down to your IDP format as well, right, Steve? Because I play in one league where we start 11 defensive players. That league's nuts. We have 53-man rosters, start 11 offense, start 11 defense. You can find replaceable value there. I've been plugging Levante David in there. I mean, there's dudes that get tackles. There's tackle machines out there that are cheap, right? But then if you only are starting 3 or 4 IDPs and it's IDP flexes, that can be different. So I don't know, Steve, what's the most common IDP format that you use? I know there's IDP 1, 2, 3 out there. What do you see scoring wise? 1, 2,
3 is the sleeper default. A lot of us use that. You and I play in bigger leagues, 11 on 11. That's where you get your full value of IDP. But to the point you're trying to make, in most drafts, everybody usually thinks when I'm on the clock, it's going to be offense or defense. I got a 50-50 chance. The pool's big. It's not. If you really look at it, 11 players on defense, you get to choose. Now, granted, you probably don't want a defensive tackle or corner, but 11 times 32 is 352 IDP players. You get to have at any time when you're doing a startup. On offense, it's not the same because you got 5 linemen. So now we're down to 192 players. So 192 offensive players, 352 defensive players. So supply versus demand. Offense is going to go early and often. And that's kind of my strategy here. I would probably take a shot on IDP, but I wouldn't do it here when we still have elite prospects on the board. Yes. Why would I give somebody $1 and I'm only making a quarter in return? You know? So
exactly. And that's why I still was feeling David Boston. I did it again, Mike. Denzel Boston. I found out after the show that David Boston actually is not his dad. It's Chris Boston. But he still is a beast, and I like him. His talent. I know some people are down on him, but I don't think he had a terrible combine. He just didn't blow up, right? And so now people are pushing him down. I think he still could get a nice landing spot and perform. So, yes, the talent is there. I still like Denzel. There we go. Now it's on you at the 110, Steve.
Yeah, so now it gets a little bit interesting because there's one player we kind of skipped, and it depends how you like this guy. As far as offense, this is where I start to look at IDP, like the 111, the 112. There's 2 players in here you can look at on IDP, depending on your scoring. Arvell Reese is the cream of the crop. Everyone's talking about he'll probably get the DLLB eligibility. But as we get closer to draft day, my pick's going to be Sonny Styles here because of everything he did at the combine. He's going to transition already as a top 20 linebacker in the NFL, 3-down player. People are going to want to get him early, especially in our tackle heavy, our 1-2-3 scoring, where they give you a generous 2-point scoring each time around. But I don't need to bore you here with this pick unless you want me to. All the stuff he did at the combine, the broad jump, vertigo, he is the pick if you're going to go 1 overall. Again, if somebody wants to go Arvell Reese soon, I'm okay with that. But I think Sonny Styles is going to be the first IDP taken in most places.
All right. Now, how about I got a question for you because a couple of leagues I play in, we really juiced up the defensive players. All right. We made it where it's 10 points a sack and interception. So for reference, Myles Garrett finished in the top 5 last year. Okay. We wanted to make those sack artists special, right? Like Micah Parsons, Max Crosby, JJ Watt. We wanted to make them franchise players, right? Where you're giving up at least a couple firsts for those types of guys. But again, even though the tackles are worth 2 points in that league, there's just so many tackle machines out there. It just like I like Schlesinger from last year. Right. But he went in the 3rd round. He was kind of cheap. So
ironically, what you're describing, you know, when you take your sacks to tackle ratio, if it's 5 or above, which yours is doing that math, it's going to be sack heavy. In sack heavy ones, I want the big play. So in your case, I'd probably go Reese first or players of that nature. But don't forget, too, a lot of people in the audience probably don't know, you got to count your QB hits. People forget that, tackle for loss. So it could
we get points for those. Yep. Yeah. Oh, it's all in there. Yeah, we got it really juiced up for the defensive guys.
But I got them pretty much close together, back to back ish. You know, so either way. But like for most leagues, you know, and I know linebacker job security. You know, there's very few of them that are playing 3 downs. That's why I went this way. I've been going back and forth with it, to tell you the truth. But yeah, big play scoring or big 3 scoring. That's what they call that. That's what I would do.
Okay. Sounds good. Love to hear it. Yes. All right. Mikey, it's on you at the 111. What are you thinking here?
I'm going to just jump over all of the IDP stuff right now. I'm going Eli Stowers. Give me Stowers. Lock it in.
Stowers,
tight end premium. I think that, you know, there's honestly, I mean, I think Stowers could probably be the guy that you want in the tight end class. If, you know, we're looking at 1st round capital for Sadiq. And I don't know if I love any of the teams that he would go to in that range. I think that he would probably get jumped. I mean, do the Browns take him? I don't know. I don't know where he's going to go, but I mean, I think that he's probably going to have a tough landing spot early on, especially if he goes early in the 1st. A lot of those teams don't have a viable quarterback at that point. You know, like, I mean, I would hate for him to land. I mean, the Dolphins, the Jets, like anywhere. I don't think they would tap a tight end, but there's a lot of teams with a lot of needs up there in the first that I don't know where they could go, but I think Stowers could get a favorable landing spot at the back end of the first, early second, to be honest.
Yeah, a lot of mocks had early on, at least before free agency, they had either Sadiq. I saw a lot of him going to Tampa, and then Stowers going to
Tampa
Philly,
after they just signed.
now they both re-signed their guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that would probably before. Yeah,
he was before free agency, and now they re-signed their guys. So
I could see him going where Goddard. I don't know. He's not long for the tooth, man. I don't see him like, you know, he's always injured, and I just think that contract has got to be like front heavy, like front loaded up top as far as, you know, the payouts, the incentives and stuff like that. I can't imagine all of that's guaranteed money for him over there. But
yeah, but I don't want to hurt my Grant Alcantara shares. I mean, come on. You can't go to they can't go to Philly.
They're going to have to tap somebody, whether it's a wide receiver or a pass catching tight end, because I think, you know, AJ Brown, albeit, you know, is going to be a tough piece to move, but I don't think the writing's on the wall there. They're going to have to do something. Long term, it's not going to look like it does right now. So,
all right. Well, I'm up at the 112. Anybody got an offer for me? Otherwise, I think I'm going to go IDP here, actually.
Okay.
I'm going to go Arvell Reese. Yes. Because he's the top.
Don't you love that guy? A 4.46 combine time. He's going to be a 6'4" terrorist. I'm scared. I'm scared you just making that pick.
There's not a whole lot there to dislike. And I mean, 4.46. That's some speed on the outside. He's going to be a high top 5 pick, maybe top 10, but still, whoever's taking him, they're taking him to be their big gun on defense. And especially if he goes somewhere where there is another pass rusher already, then he can really make some damage. So, I mean, if like Tennessee were to take him, right, they have a decent defensive line already. So, yeah.
If I may, I just want to go back to you guys' last 2 picks. I think those were perfect for your scoring setting, your tight end premium. You know, there's a second tight end that's going to fall. That's perfect. But to your point, that 1.12, I think that's where we're going to see these IDPs come off the board, because there's a nice space for that. You know, that what, from 1.12 to like 2.45. I mean, help me out here, guys. It's pretty much all the same. Like, it's the Wild West. You've seen them go different ADPs. So I think this is that realm of when you're seeing, you know, pick your guy. Who do you like there?
You definitely have the tier break with the quarterbacks definitely questionable, the running backs questionable, and the wide receivers as well. Like we got the big 3 wide receivers, and then Concepcion, Cooper, and Boston have pretty much solidified themselves right now into a second tier of 3 receivers. So yeah, it only makes sense that this is where the top, at least 2 or 3 IDPs would fall in, right? So
yeah, we might even see a run in here, you know?
Yeah, well, you're up now at the 201. We'll see.
That was called
I am.
Oh yeah, you got that's right.
Yeah.
I traded it.
You know who I'm taking? I'm gonna take a man with the tiny hands, dude.
Don't do it.
A tiny hands guy. We're not talking about Kenny Pickett, dude. Just a tiny hands guy. You know who it is. You know,
this year we got a lot of
What's
little arm
name?
guys.
His name rhymes with name.
Oh, he wants Ruben Bain here. That's who he wants.
Give me Bain, baby. I'm going to reach for this guy. I don't know if it's a reach, but I want him.
You know, we talked offline about this. It's pretty much your flavor at this point. You know, some guys like Bailey here, some guys like Bain. Baines got the little arms, but that's not his game. His game is a bull rush. Let me just give you some historical
he's
stats on him.
physical, man.
Warren
he's
Sapp had
athletic.
short arms, and he
Yes.
wasn't. Yes.
30.3% pass rush win rate. That's different than a pass rush. I like to look at win rates because that's when they take the RPO, the play action, the screens, all that stuff out. That's your true pass rush win rate, mano-a-mano, man against man. This guy beats dudes. He beats them down, 6'2", 263. That's a great pick. Worst case scenario, if he has to move the interior, that's the worst case scenario. We've seen that profile work before. We've seen that with the Aaron Donald types, the Warren Sapp types, as you just mentioned. I'm not worried about people's arms. I worry about the heart inside them.
All right. Fair enough.
Yo.
Well, you get back to back here, Mike. So who are we taking at the 202 then?
You know, I mean, this is tough because ideally, you know, I think we're talking about in this draft, we don't see all these wide receivers go this early. I think that we're going to see some guys get blown up in the draft. We're also going to see some running backs jump way up here. So it's like these drafts are fun, absolutely. But like these positional players, like would I want to take a Jadarian Price right here if he landed, you know, with Seattle, or a Mike Washington right here if he landed with Seattle, or somebody? I think that that's going to immediately jump up. But, you know, do you want to keep going IDP here? You know, like I knew that I was going back to back. I don't know. I guess without the spots.
Well, you took Mekhi Lemon round 1. So
I got Lemon.
yeah.
I guess I'll go Bailey, you know, like I guess that's what I'm doing.
He's doubling down.
Go double down, man. Back it up.
Yeah, Bailey was he's another one of them combine guys, 35-inch vertigo, 129-inch broad. Those are stuff like I don't really look for run time. I mean, it's nice, it's pretty to talk about, but the broad jump historically, it's been proven. I wrote an article about combine cheat codes. That's why I'm kind of harping on that. But it's been proven guys with great broad jumps end up being like all pros, next level NFL. Now, let me push back the last 3 years. General managers know that too, right? So you know what they've been doing? They've been overdrafting these guys. So they're polluting the water a little bit, you know, but for a guy like him and a guy like Styles for that matter, and even Baines, we'll throw him in there, they've got the production in college. You don't have to be an elite production guy in college. TJ Watt wasn't. Daniel Hunter wasn't. Max Crosby was a walk-on. But you want to see it a little bit. You can't just be an underwear Olympic superstar. You got to have production and the analytics as well. And that's somebody right there. That's a scary team to have both of those guys. I'm going to be real with you right now.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that in the first couple rounds for an IDP league for sure. Absolutely. So now I'm at the 203, and now again, here we are with the IDP and the other positions. And like you mentioned, Mike, with those two running backs, especially Mike Washington and Jadarian Price, they land in Seattle. Minnesota's another spot I could see really getting some hype if you go to Minnesota. I mean, a good offense there. Kyler's there now. Like, what do they have? Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason? Like, that doesn't scare anybody away from touches, does it? Right? But I'm going to go.
I don't know. I mean, it depends. Obviously, you know, we're talking about an Aaron Jones that's at the tail end of his career. Jordan Mason.
He's still going to steal touches. You know how Aaron Jones is,
Jordan
right?
Jordan Mason could be the winner of, you know, free agency. And if he survives the draft somehow, if they take somebody that doesn't have enough juice, as I don't know, Jordan Mason could be big time value coming up next season for at least short term, you know, like depending on what they want to do, at least for this year. But you have to assume they're going to tap somebody. I just don't know when. And that's really going to dictate what Jordan Mason does next year, I guess.
All right. Well, that said, I'm going to pass on running back because this dude, I think, is the best football player in this draft, right? And his big brother, yet little brother, because he's smaller than him, probably would tell you the same thing. And that's Caleb Downs out of Ohio State University. Did you catch that on the tournament? Who I forgot who knocked out the Buckeyes, but it was great that some dude was holding up a sign and Ohio State University. We knocked him out.
You know,
I'm
what's
not a
funny
Buckeye
about,
fan, so I don't care. I thought it was funny.
About Downs is he's a proven winner everywhere he goes. He's a locker room guy. Before Ohio State, where was he at? Nick Saban with Alabama. Everywhere he goes, the guy wins. Generational talent. I don't think anybody would be mad at you if you took a safety this early. I mean, it is a safety. Most people are
He's
like
a playmaker, though.
he
can get you points anywhere.
Right.
It's Antoine Winfield, right? It's that type of baller. If you're in a bigger format like that 11-man format, it's broken up in that league. I think we got three D linemen, 3 linebackers, 3 defensive backs, and then 2 flexes. But even if you just have 3 or 4 flexes, IDP flexes, this guy can score points any which way. He'll get you 5-6 tackles, a pick here and there, fumble recoveries, a sack here and there. That's the kind of player Caleb Downs in. And he, like you said, Steve, he is a winner. This guy is somebody. I mean, I'm thinking Kyle Hamilton, right? Whoever gets him in, I don't know, he's probably going to go picks 10 through 15, somewhere around there in the NFL draft. You're getting the best player in the draft, but because of the position he plays, he falls. I don't know, that screams bargain to me, whoever gets him. And if the Dolphins were able to land him at pick 11, like that's a kind of guy that could actually help turn them around, right?
I see it.
All right. Well,
did you say they could turn around the Dolphins?
Hey, they're going to need a few more players.
I think they're going to need more than Caleb Downs for that to happen. But
hey, he's a leader on the defense. That's all I'm saying. That could help.
I know he's going to have to play wide receiver, and he's also going to have to be their quarterback, I think. So
hey, they've got plenty of picks in the first 3 rounds to take wide receivers. They need somebody special with that first pick. I would hate it if Tyson or Tate or Lemon ends up going number 11 to the Dolphins. That would
honestly, I just mocked Tyson and Surratt going to Miami about an hour ago.
Okay.
So
okay,
I think they could probably tap Surratt in the 3rd round and then fill the gaps. They have 2 firsts. They have 2 firsts, right? They have
2
the
firsts,
11 and then they have the 30th.
I think 1 second and then 4 thirds.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
They traded Waddle for the 30th and a third of something.
Yes.
Yeah, whatever. All right. We on to Stevie?
204, that'd be back to Steve, 204.
So I'm just looking at this draft right now. 2.8 window, that's usually where I start plugging in these IDPs, what have you. Right now, there's like 2 offensive guys that I think have potential to be first round talent, 2 or 3. So I just want to make a quick hot take. What the heck's going on with this draft? We got offensive guys taking IDP. IDP guys talk. It's like that movie Ghostbusters. Dogs living with cats. Cats living with dogs. What's going on here? On that note, I'm about to take an offensive guy unless I'll put on the trade block real quick, unless somebody wants to offer me something. But I'm going to go. I know who I want. Unless somebody wants to give me something.
Nah, go ahead. It's all yours, Steve.
All right. There's many running backs left on this board, and depending on who you are, RB2 is subjective. There's like 2 or 3 guys you can pick there, but I'll take Jadarian Price out of Notre Dame. The stat I want to kind of nail home here is out of his 746 yards, 545 of them were after yards after contact per PFF. He hits the ground hard. He hits the hole hard. And depending on what team drafts him, like we mentioned the Dolphins earlier, I'm just making that as an example, or like the Jets or whoever, where the heck kind of teams you need somebody who's going to be that bell cow running back, because we don't know. Who knows? A-Chain may be traded. I've heard that before too by midseason, or Breece Hall, they get the transition tag. That's ridiculous. Don't get me started there. But anyway, a losing team can take a guy like that and grind him out some yards and be competitive. So that's who I'll take there.
All right. Sounds good. Mike, it's on you at 205.
I'm not in on this guy per se, but I think in this range, you got to shoot for the sky. And I guess I'm going Ty Simpson here in the mid
All right.
second. I just feel like we're in this range where he feels like there's not a lot of risk here, especially since we're in a 3-man draft right now. I feel really good about this.
Well, you took Carnell Tate round 1, landed Ty Simpson. He did sneak onto the thumbnail this week, not because I like him, but he's there. He's kind of just there for me. And I'm going to.
I mean, he gets first round capital. You can't really just.
If he gets first round capital,
him, you know?
I agree with you there. He's got to go by this
tough,
range.
But I don't even know if I dislike Ty Simpson. I just haven't seen enough of him to have a full profile, like as far as his tape goes. It's really tough to be looking at 14 games and just say this guy's good or bad. That's just not enough for me.
Well, I'm going to grab the guy right behind you that I like, and that's Garrett Nussmeier. And he's somebody opposite of Ty Simpson that we have plenty of film on. If you go back to the 2024 tape, you can see what I'm talking about. And Nussmeier, he was a winner. His teammates love him. He can just rally the troops, and I think he's going to be a good locker room guy wherever he goes. And he probably isn't going somewhere where he's going to, be starting out of the gate. But depending where he lands, if he goes in like the second round, he could end up in like an Arizona, right? And Jacoby Brissett isn't exactly a winner, right? He may have helped us win some fantasy football games last year, but he didn't get wins for the Cardinals. So it depends how Arizona wants to go. If they're just going to try and tank the whole year so they get an early pick in 27. Otherwise, they could go somebody like Nussmeier, and that'd be one of my favorite landing spots for him. So yeah, he's a gunslinger. He plays hard, and I think he's somebody that, if given the opportunity, could put up some nice fantasy points for you.
Yeah, I love Nussmeier. I just didn't think he'd be going this early in the draft, to be honest. But
he was also on the thumbnail. I had to back it up. All right, Steve, it is back to you at the 207 now. Is this early enough to go back to the IDP well here?
So believe it or not, there's one player I want that could have first round pedigree that I would usually take here, but I'm going to take an IDP here because you guys didn't bring me on the show to be real offensive hunter. No one does that. They just want to hear my IDP stuff. So I got to give you something. I got to give the people what they want to hear. Let them eat cake, right? So in this window, there's a good, strong linebacker run that you could make. And there's a lot of guys right now. I don't know if you guys watch wrestling like WWE. There's a guy getting a lot of heat. He's getting a lot of heat. He did some stuff in college. He had 13 forced fumbles. He had 13 fumbles in college. 7 of them were last year. And the fluke on him was, well, he played bad teams. Oh, that's not going to work. He played in bad teams. I went down to the Senior Bowl because I do the scouting thing. So I'm down at the Senior Bowl. I'm watching practice, third day, fumble, boom, fumble. These are against the best talents, and close out the day with interception. I'm going to take Jacob Rodriguez, especially in your scoring, because of the big play scoring ability that he has. He's in that LB2, LB3 conversation, but you're going to have to do this. And on my podcast, on the Real IDP Hunter podcast, we had this the other day. My buddy was saying, he's like, dude, I got to go 2.8 or something on this guy, or I'm not going to get him because he has a lot of heat right now. He's like prime Brett Hitman Hart right now. If you don't get him now, you're never going to get him.
Dude, I love this guy. And Sleeper doesn't even have him in the system yet. That's how crazy. Yeah, that's nuts. So you're getting John Hoyland as a placeholder here. That is Jacob Rodriguez. For the folks that don't know about him, yes, he may not go in the first round of drafts. He may go second or third round, but he is a linebacker. He is going to eat up tackles. He's a playmaker. Started his career Virginia? Mm-hmm. At quarterback, I think. Went over to Texas Tech, shifted positions. He's a baller. That guy's a football player. Any team that lands this guy, they're getting a good football player here. in not John Hoyland, but Jacob Rodriguez. Yes. All right. Mike, back to you at the 208. Unless you've got some analysis on Jacob Rodriguez that I'm.
He does. Yeah. He's ready to talk about Jacob Rodriguez.
He wants to. I had to have heard of this guy.
Yeah. I will tell you right now, there's a reason why I have an IDP pod on the brand.
There it is. He finally brought it up. He does an IDP.
I do not host it. I will never be on it. But Matt Monty does a great job doing it. So I appreciate you, Matt. And if I ever need any IDP help, I just call him and I say, hey man, who's Rodriguez? What do I need to know about him? So anyway, we'll run it back. As a dynasty guy, I have my flag plants, and in this range right here, I feel really good about it. And I think it's a hot take. It's not a hot take. I don't care, but I'm going Emmett Johnson right here. And I'm not nervous about his speed. I'm not nervous about his size. I think that he is going to be a PPR demon. And I think that he's probably going to have a lot of value. And I just think that he's getting knocked. He's kind of like the Bucky Irving in this class where, we knew his tape was good. We saw his production. His production's elite. And we're knocking him for double counting on, whatever it is, his speed or, whatever you have on him that you don't like. I just think that he's become a value now in drafts. So I'm going for him right here.
Yeah, I like that take on the Bucky Irving comparison because he could definitely find his way into a room with other guys. I'm thinking Minnesota even there, right? He goes there, similar to Aaron Jones.
He's the first Big Ten running back to lead in rushing yards and catching yards. So as far as running back goes, he led the last 15 years, I believe, the last running back to do it. No, excuse me, 10. When was Saquon Barkley? What was his?
Yeah, it's almost 10 years now. That's crazy.
Year.
Almost 10 years.
He's the first one to do it since Saquon Barkley. So to have over 1,500 rushing yards and 400 catching yards.
Saquon was what, 2018? So 8.
Yeah, so maybe not full 10 years, but
it's a long time though. Yes. Well, I can't take Saquon Barkley, but I can take a dude who even did better than Saquon Barkley at the combine. Hard to imagine that, but I think there'll be some hype if this guy makes it into definitely on day 2, but even if he goes early on round 4 of the NFL draft, I think that that's a spot where the last couple of years we've seen, Scadaboo and Tootin last year. I think that those two are better prospects than Mike Washington, even with the athletic profile. I think that Scadaboo and Tootin are still better running backs. But that said, if Mike Washington, he can pretty much go to any running back room and he's going to fight his way into some touches. How many that is, we'll see. But at the 209, I'll give it a whirl. Yeah. It's Mike Washington. Now it's back to you, Steve, at the 210. Who do you like?
So I'm going to continue the linebacker run.
All right.
This guy's not getting the same amount of love as the other guys. As you can see, there's a bit in the draft pocket here. He's going to fall a little bit. But I had him as high as my LB2. In my opinion, this guy is the safest prospect. People are saying different things, and he's getting hated on Twitter right now because of his combine time. This is who he is. He's a Mike. He's an inside linebacker. I'm sorry, his pro day. Excuse me. He didn't do combine. He didn't do anything in combine. He's a Mike linebacker. He plays a 3-down role. He makes tackles. He has a 7.8% missed tackle rate. We love that. PFF 90.4 run defense grade. We love that. Hasn't committed a penalty in all of college. We love all of that. He's going to be on the field. He's going to be a poor man's 3-down linebacker, and he's going to go in this range. Give me CJ Allen.
All right.
That was my CJ. Did you see it?
I know. I was looking. I'm like, he's predicting this pick.
There he is, CJ Allen. Boom. We got you. Sonny Styles in round 1, CJ Allen round 2. This guy
Look at the
needs
dip. Buy the dip, right?
Defense help. Yeah. There we go. All right. So we're on the 211. Mike took Stowers in the first round. Who you looking at here now? We had a couple of running backs go, offensive players. We've had 3 running
I'm
backs.
going to be pushing all these IDP guys down for you because I'm doing my flag plants right now. And I'm going Chris Brazell right here, right now.
Go.
On an island. I was on an
it.
island for the longest time with Chris Brazell, and I had this jabroni over there on the right in his winter hat telling me how bad he was. And I can't wait.
I watched some film. I am
very good.
I'm paddling towards the island.
NFL wide receiver. Okay. And I'm going to smush it in your face. I'm going to just pull the clip up. I'm going to find it. It's a live clip. I'm going to clip it. I'm going to put it out to the world. So
I don't mind Brazell. 3.2% drop rate. Like, he doesn't drop many balls. I'll give you that. Say what you want about him, but yeah, that's a good pick where you're getting him.
Yeah, he's an absolute speedster. You know, I think he ran a 4.37 for a 40, and he's 6'5", and you know, having that speed at 6'5" is pretty incredible. I think that you're looking at somebody with, you know, a decent route tree that could be an absolute weapon in the NFL. Yes. You know, I think if like all these guys in this range right here, they have to find a role pretty fast. You know, if you throw him on the Colts as a Michael Pittman replacement, I love that. You know, something spicy, like where you fall into a room that doesn't really have a big time playmaker. I mean, I know that, you know, we're talking about what's his name? Lunch pail guy. I can't remember his name. Help me out, guys. White dude on the Colts.
Oh,
and
Tyler Warren? Oh,
no,
Alec
man. Well,
Pierce?
I guess
Alec Pierce, probably.
Yes, Alec Pierce.
Alec Pierce, I like Pierce.
Yes,
I love me some Alec Pierce.
I think that they could be 2 outside guys. They're both contested catches guys. Like, they're just burners, you know? Like, I think that offense could actually hum. If Daniel Jones can actually throw the ball this year, who knows what's going to go down over there. But
that would be quite the offense if you had added Brazell to that with Downs and Warren over the middle. Yeah. Yeah.
You guys said it yourself because we have IDP. These players or super flex, people are going to throw quarterback or tight end. So he's getting, at the end of the second, he's getting premier, you know, wide receiver talent here. So that's a good pick. A question for you at 2.12.
Yes.
If I had Alec Pierce on my team, because in my mind, that's a wide receiver 2 with the wide receiver 1 upside. Would you guys trade your 2.12 just so I can get back in this draft, or no? I'm just wondering.
For
so I'll take Alec Pierce gladly.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It is IDP. It is IDP.
Yeah,
so I mean, the value changes a little bit, but yeah, I'm still taking Alec Pierce for the 212. I buy into that.
Now I wouldn't do it outright. I'd probably ask for a kickback, like a third or something. But yeah, that's what I would do, because there's one.
That would make sense then. Yeah, if
there's
you were
one more wide receiver.
Back.
There's one more guy in this vein that in a real draft I'd probably want there. So that's why I asked the question.
Yeah, go ahead. You can have this pick, Steve. We'll say that you gave me Alec Pierce and I threw you the 212 and a 401.
So this is a bit ballsy, but Jeremy Bernard usually goes in this window. 6'1" out of Alabama. He's got alignment versatility, which was what I like. 60% on the outside, 40% on the inside. You contributed all 4 years, and again, that drop rate, less than 1.5%. Rozzy scores, if you guys are into those, I'm not necessarily yay or nay on it, but I can dig it. 9.03 Rozzy score. Jeremy Bernard, same principle as these other later wide receiver guys. He can end up showing up in a draft, and he's younger, so that's who I'd take to finish out your draft.
Fair enough. I think that Jeremy Bernard is somebody in deeper formats you do want to land. He's got a safe floor. I'll give him that. I tend to go after the higher ceiling guys like a Chris Brazell, like a Zach Branch, right? They're more explosive, but Bernard is going to get drafted by somebody and he's going to see snaps. So yes, if you've got a 3 or more flex league where you're starting 3 wide receivers already, that's the kind of league where you could see Jeremy Bernard actually making a dent into your lineup here and there to start with, at least. And who knows where he goes from there. Because, yeah, I mean, the kid went to Alabama, right? He's got to have some talent. And so, yeah, I don't hate that at all. I personally was hinging between Zach Branch and my boy Ted Hurst, but
right.
I don't want to push Ted Hurst too far up the board here on the ADP average. So I can maybe sneak him out of the third round in some of my leagues, but we'll see. Now I'm telling everybody in my leagues. We talked about that earlier, Steve, right? Before the show. Are you afraid of telling your league mates everything on here?
I used to be, like, when I first came in the industry. I've been playing IDP since 2003, so I'm older than I look. But when I first came in, I'm like, yeah, he took my take. But now it's like we're like kind of teaching the rest of the people. We're giving them the instructions. So leagues have become a lot funner. Like, people know the value. It's not fun when you're taking candy from a baby, but right. I think this draft, what you put up on the board, I do see the top IDP, the end of the first, second, and then I see that run in there, kind of like we did. I think this is probably the most accurate piece of information since Columbus created maps.
Mike, what about your thoughts on how just the content creators, just in general, how we help our league mates? Because, again, we don't want to be ripping people off, and then you're like, oh, man, why didn't I make that deal with that guy? I mean, just the health of leagues is so much more fun when your league mates actually know what they're doing, right? You want to see good trades.
That's kind of why I do this. It's not lucrative by any means. I'm not, I'm getting coffee money from this at this point. But, when it's all said and done, I love to educate people. I love to, apply what I do, and I watch tape day in and day out, all in their people's off seasons, my end season. I'm doing all these rookie profiles. I'm checking out guys for years. I do Devi and C2C content, and that's what I've been doing since I started. I guess I've been doing this for a long time. At the same time as you said that, Steve, I'm 40. I've been doing it since I was 17, 18 years old. So, yeah. But yeah, it's way more fun when your league mates know what they're doing. It's way more fun when you get, trades that make sense for both people, and you're able to kind of build those relationships. And I have a Discord where it's trade questions all day, every day. And, these guys are answering each other's questions, and it's fun to see the development of these guys from when they came in till now. They're able to, tell you what the 108 is worth in terms of NFL production, or, they can tell you how to tier off a Drake May, and it makes sense and stuff. It's like, everyone is kind of helping everyone out. And I think that that's what this is all about. That's why, the space works out so well if it's done the right way.
Resetting the market value. I guess I'll just leave it at that.
Yes.
Yeah, man. It's not fun when you're dealing with people that, because first of all, you get, it's, I don't know. You want to respect people. Absolutely. But if I get a horrible trade in my inbox every day, day in and day out from the same guy, you're testing my patience, man. Now I say, hey, do you want to go to my Discord? Do you want an invite? Do you want to come talk ball with us and stuff? Like, maybe we can change how you value these picks and stuff like that. So sometimes it's a little harder said than done, but
on that note, and I think the NFL ruins this. Who won this trade? The Jets or the Ravens? Is there really a winner or loser? You're going one way, especially in Dynasty, and I'm going another. I like to move like we did this podcast. A rolling stone gathers no moss. So if there's anything for your audience advice, don't be a guy that doesn't make trades, because those leagues tend to die. What's the average life expectancy of a dynasty? 3 to 5 years. And that's why, because everyone's afraid to get got. Everybody's afraid to make moves. Now, granted, those are sharks. We got to cut those guys out of it, nerd boy, but we can educate and reset the market value.
Absolutely. That is the way to do it, to reset that market value. Let everybody know what the market is, and whether you use it Keep Trade Cut, Dynasty Daddy, Fantasy Calc, or whatever. It's not always the calculator either, right? These guys who have to have the calculator match up. I mean, if that's the way you want to do it, fine. I can drum up something on the calculator to make it work, but it doesn't have to be that, because I mean, look at some players like Kenneth Walker, how his value has just exploded, right, over the last 2 months. And so do you really want to pay that price or not? That's the fun in it right now. Do you want to go after a guy like that? Should you be trading away a guy like that right now? So yeah, that's what makes Dynasty great. IDP, throwing that in spices it up even more. I don't know how many leagues you're in, Steve, but once I got to a certain number of leagues, that's what kind of spiced things up for me a little bit, is IDP, because there is no calculator for IDP, is there? Right? So,
fun fact. I was in 32 at one point.
Yeah.
And I was in a 64 team league like yourself in MFL. I had to stop. I had to look in a mirror and be like, you have a problem. I have a problem. So I've been downsizing a little bit. Believe it or not, there are trade calculators now. We have one on the IDP Center. They built one in. But you know and I know it's only as good as your scoring. What does your scoring dictate? I'd say 80% of it is chalk. But there's always like a tackle heavy guys like Christian Wilkins, I'm using as an example, historically go up, or sack heavy guys like Trey Hendrickson would historically go up. So there's always like that 20% baseline that's going to move up and down. So trade calculators are hard. I like them as a rule or guide, but I'm not a nerd to that point of, oh, I'm losing this trade by 2%. I'm not going to make the move. I like to try to make a jump with you. Like that Alex Pierce one we just did, I probably wouldn't do that in real life unless you kick something good, but I wanted to get Bernard and at least highlight him on the podcast. You know what I mean? So kick me back to third. We'll keep this thing going. But that's what makes leagues great, the conversations and the friends you create.
Yes. Well, and in IDP leagues, those third and fourth rounders become a little more valuable too, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the added in little fun to them. The 53-man league I'm in, where we have 53-man rosters, right? Just like the NFL. We have 7 rounds of the draft, just like the NFL, and those picks, you know, it's juicy. I mean, I love DK Metcalf, and I traded him away for a second and third rounder last year. People were shocked. But I had to
what
do
did that end up being?
Like.
What are we talking about though? What was the end result of that? You know what? Trades are never dead. You know, like you're talking about a trade being a win or a loss, man. Dude, I traded, I think it was Nick Chubb and it was like Nick Chubb and Cooper Kupp for Jahmyr Gibbs and Garrett Wilson. And this was like during Nick Chubb and Cooper Kupp's elite of elite. Like it was right after his monster year. I got killed on Twitter. I got roasted. They were like, you traded this for that. Like, I mean, you can't, like, roasted. I'm going to share the poll that I dropped. Actually, it was like 70-30 on the Cooper Kupp side. Like you never time nobody avoids, man. It just it comes for everybody, you know? So
you just said what I was about to say. The trade's one thing, you know, there's magic in those DMs. You know what I never like, and I still don't like, I got to get over it because this is the age of social media. Those sleeper emojis after the trade, like, why are you making a reaction? You haven't made a move in 2 years, but you're excited about me moving thirds? Like, come on now. It's like the walk of shame. If you catch my drift, I'll keep it PG here. But, you know, it's the walk of shame in college after the next day. You get your head down, you're trying to get back. Yeah. So that's the kind of thing right there. I just never liked the whole social media emoji. You probably handle it better than me. But, yeah, I'd love to see that Twitter if you ever pull that up. Tag me in it.
I think we're all boomers here when it comes to social media, man. It's tough, but hey, I've gotten a little better at it. I think we all have, just to adapt to the times and what we've got to deal with here, and just trying to post our videos enough is, I mean, that's
true.
That was a whole learning process, but all right. Well, Steve, why don't you give the folks out there, what we finish up here, where to find you and what you got going on quick.
So Real IDP Hunters, my new Twitter account. As you guys know, it's been hacked. Join me, follow me, talk with me. I'm over at the Fantasy Six Pack. We did an rookie draft of over 300 players, I went down a rabbit hole like Alice in Wonderland. I did over 200 players, 200 defensive players, and we rated them and we weighted them. Have fun with it. I have issues, I told you, right? And then over, Jorge Edwards is in the chat, over on Fantasy and Frames, I wrote articles. Jorge's like, can you give me the top 5? I'm like, no, I'm going to give you the whole draft class, and I'm going to try to rank them pre-combine, post-Senior Bowl, afterwards. So this is what I do. I like to write. I like coming on shows, but I love to write. Those are where I'm active the most. And, of course, the IDP Center, we have a Discord, trade calculator, all that good stuff.
Awesome stuff. We loved having you on here, Steve. It was a spicy good time. I'm telling you, this was phenomenal. Mike, you have anything to add quick before we head out of here?
No, man, I misspoke actually. So it was Gibbs and Deontay Johnson for Cup and Chubb. And
what year was Deontay Johnson? That's going to make or break this one.
Yes, the Deontay Johnson is specific to the year, pretty much.
We're talking about, when did this, I got the poll right here.
Was it Carolina Panthers, Deontay Johnson?
2003. So it was still the Steelers, Deontay Johnson, 2003. Okay. So it was Gibbs' rookie year. Yeah.
Big Ben.
Gibbs alone, you could add 3. At this point, you need 2 firsts, 3 firsts on top of Chubb and Cup to get Gibbs at any point. I don't think anybody's trading Gibbs right now at this stage of the game anyway. So
he's pretty penny.
You know
now.
what? I don't have anything to add, man. I appreciate you, Steve, a lot. I guess I'm the co-host of the show now. It's been 4 or 5 weeks in a row. So thanks for joining the show today. I appreciate you guys.
My pleasure. Anytime I get to talk about ball, I'm here, guys. And again, either one of your shows, you guys ever want somebody to come in, I can do offense too, or IDP, whatever y'all need, special teams, let's do it. Let's have a good time. But yeah, I just, sometimes I need a little bit of plan in advance, but thank you for having me on, and I'll come back if you guys would love to have me. I will.
Awesome stuff, Steve. We loved having you tonight, but just want to remind you all, take in what you heard today, and remember, you never stop working.